My name is Gretchen Pianka. I'm a pediatrician and I work at Central Maine Pediatrics. In the summertime in Maine, often you're going to be taking your children out for walks in the woods, and you want to be aware of plants that could possibly cause rashes. Two of the most common ones that we're familiar with are poison ivy and poison oak. Both of them are relatively non-impressive little plants, low to the ground with shiny leaves. They both have 3 leaves. Poison ivy leaves are kind of sharper and more kind of geometric, and poison oak look actually more like an oak leaf, but it's low to the ground. Obviously an oak tree's leaves are going to be high up. These are things that are low to the ground and kind of shiny. They almost look oily, and definitely using your iPhone or whatever resources you need to be aware and try to keep your kids away from those. The trouble is they often grow along the sides of paths, so being mindful about what the path looks like if you're walking on a path through the woods with your children. In general, both poison ivy and poison oak will cause a very similar rash. Most people get a sort of delayed hypersensitivity rash, which may not show up right away. So sometimes parents are like, but we haven't been in the woods for a week, and sometimes it will take 7 days for the rash to evolve. So it's a rash that will sometimes look like little bumps, and then you'll get these big fluid-filled clusters. Both rashes look pretty similar in my perception, and they're often linear. So you'll see it in a line, like where the leaf brushed against their leg. Sometimes the poison ivy and poison oak oils, the rash is caused by an oily substance, will get on the family pet, say the dog went on the walk with you, and then sometimes it can be all over your child and not in sort of a linear pattern if the dog ran through the poison ivy and then your child gives the dog a big squeezy hug at the end of the walk. So being aware that there are a lot of different presentations, but any sort of rash that's super itchy and fluid filled, that's splotchy or linear, that's probably the most likely thing, and your pediatrician could tell you. Once your child gets a rash like this, as long as they have had a shower with warm soapy water and you have washed all of the oily substance off of them and washed their clothes, and maybe the dog too. So everything needs to be washed in warm soapy water because, again, this is an oily substance that's really quite durable and it sticks around for a long time. They do sell some soaps in like the Rite Aid grocery store type places that will help you to get that oil off easier. But washing everything, so if you think your child's developing poison ivy, get them in a warm soapy tub, wash them down really well with warm soapy water. But then if they scratch the rash, they're not contagious at that point. The blisters don't have anything other than your own body's chemicals in there. So there's no, the oils don't get into your skin, they're on your skin, but it is hard to get them off. So that warm soapy water bath, if you are trying to prevent the rash from developing and you know you've been in a wooded area where there might be some poison ivy and you've tried your best to get your kids to avoid it and you're worried, you may want to, when they get home from the walk, wash them down with warm soapy water, try to get the oils off as quickly as possible, and that will decrease their chance of having a super bad itchy rash later. If you think your child does have poison ivy or poison oak and you don't feel like it's bad enough to need to go in and see the doctor, you can use the over-the-counter anti-itch creams. So the hydrocortisone anti-itch cream, there's also a Benadryl anti-itch cream. Sometimes I like to recommend mixing both of those together and slathering it on. It's a little bit more soothing. And if it's all over the place, sometimes you might want to consider coming in to see us because we can prescribe stronger steroids and help your child be more comfortable faster.